morning students. Welcome to Alchemy's online classes for class 9. In our last video, we have started the poetry number 1 from your Beehive book, The Road Not Taken, composed by the poet Robert Frost, an American poet. We have discussed about the literary devices. The introduction of the literary devices was also given to you, as well as what are literary devices and how are they used, what is the use of different literary devices. We have discussed everything in our last video. Now it's time to discuss the detailed explanation of the poetry. So let us start with our stanza number 1. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as fair as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Before discussing the explanation of the poetry, let us see the glossary. Diverged means separated. Yellow wood means a forest with decomposing leaves. Undergrowth means dense forest. Now students, come to the explanation. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. What is the poet saying? That when he was about to start his journey on that day, there were two different roads in front of him and they were diverged. They were separated. They were divided in a yellow wood. Yellow wood, that means in the forest, there were two different roads in front of the poet. And sorry, I could not travel both. And he was feeling really very upset, really very sad that he could not travel both the roads at the same time. And be one traveller. And unfortunately, he had to be the traveller of only one road. Long I stood. I was standing there for a long time and looked down one as far as I could. And I was just standing over there and looking down to both the road as far as I could. That means till the road where I could see, to where it bent in the undergrowth, and till where I could see, till the two roads curved, took a turn in the undergrowth. Undergrowth means in the dense forest. See, what is the poet saying? That in that morning he was about to start his journey and there were two roads in front of him and he was standing over there to decide which road he had to choose. And for a long time he was standing over there and was observing both the roads till he could see, till the roads took a turn in the undergrowth or in the dense forest. See, and. I told you the literary device where the first word of 2 or 3 consecutive lines are repeated same, that literary device is called anaphora. Okay, the rhyme scheme you can see here is A, yellow wood, stood, both, could, undergrowth. So we will mark wood as A. Both doesn't rhyme with wood, so we'll mark it as B. Stood again rhymes with wood, that is, it is again A. Could rhymes with stood and wood, that means it is A. And undergrowth rhymes with both, so that is B. So the rhyme scheme that we have got from this is A, B, A, B. Two roads. It means that the literary device here the poet is using two roads. It actually symbolizes two different options that we have in our life. And before taking any decision, we have to be very wise. I hope the first stanza is clear to you. Now let us switch to the second stanza. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. So before we switch on to the explanation, just have a look in the glossary part. Fair means as good as the other one. Claim, better, option. Grassy, unused. Wanted where, had not been used. Now see the explanation. Then took the other. After standing for a long time, I had taken the other road to undertake my journey, to start my journey. Just as fair. Just as fair means it was as good as the previous or the first road. And having perhaps the better claim. And I was thinking that maybe, perhaps, maybe the second road is going to give me the better option in my life, better opportunities in my life. Because it was grassy and wanted where. Why he thought so? Because the road was grassy. It was unused and wanted where. Wanted where? That means it wanted the travelers to walk on it, because till that time the poet thought that many of the travelers had not travelled on that road. That's why wanted where. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. Now when he started walking on that road, he came to know that this road is also the same as of the first road. That means equal travelers have walked on both the roads. See, the literary device here is wanted where. The two words starting with the same letter in one line. That is called alliteration. It means the letter W is repeated in two different words in the same line, so it is alliterated. Here also, see in this line, students, though, that, the, there. It is starting with the letter T. So it means that the letter T has been alliterated or repeated in the same line in different words. Third stanza. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for the another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. And both that morning equally lay. And that morning, when the poet was about to start his journey, both the roads were equally lying with the leaves where no traveller had trodden. That means he was the first one to travel. Trodden means, students, he walked over. That means that morning no other traveller had walked on any of the road. Oh, I kept the first for the another day. He was just saying this with a sigh. Oh, see the exclamatory mark you can see over here, students. He was really feeling upset that he had to keep the first road for some other day because he could not travel both the roads at the same time. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. Though he was very much sure that one way leads to other and life goes on. I doubted if I should ever come back. I was in a dilemma whether I will be able to come back or not. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. See the words over here, students? Sigh means deep breath. Hence, here it is used for future. I shall be telling this with a sigh. That means he is saying that I may be telling this with a deep breath in my future. Shall be sharing this with someone in my future. What will I be saying? Somewhere ages and ages hence. When will I be saying? In my future. Somewhere, sometime, ages and ages in my future. Years and years after. Two roads diverged in a wood. What will I be saying? That two roads were there in front of me. They were divided in a yellow wood in the forest. And I took the one less traveled by. And I have taken the road which was less traveled by the travelers, and it has really changed my life in a different way. See students, this line, two roads diverged in a wood, the same line we had seen in the first stanza, the very first line. It means the literary device used here is repetition, and also the word is repeated again and again, so we can say the literary device used here is repetition. This is all about your summary of your poetry, students. I hope you have understood the gist of the story, the explanation of this poetry, that before taking any decision we have to be wise enough. So now let's read the story, the poetry, as you have already got the explanation of this poetry. So do read, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.